This is the dominant 7th with a 9th, a raised 11 or a flat 5, and a 13th on the 1, 2, 3, 6 string family, and we'll base them on A. There's some crossover within traditional major chords. So for example, we have this chord A, D sharp, E, and C sharp. Move the C sharp to B and maybe add the flat 5. So we have the D sharp inside A, D sharp, G, and C sharp. Maybe move that to B. Voice exchange the A and B. B on the bottom, A on the top, same voicing. We can see things like that are movable. C sharp, G, B, and D sharp. And then voice exchange. C sharp on top, D sharp on the bottom. In a sense, we're looking at the E minor major 7 sound. Also the G major 7 sharp 5 and an E flat 7 with a sharp 9 and a raised 5th, those sorts of sounds. All related to an A7, 9, sharp 11, and a lowered 13th. Excuse me, and a regular 13th. Here we go again with this sound, A, B, D sharp, and F sharp. Move the F sharp to G, and voice exchange. Again, has a whole tone sound, but those are related. Here's A, C sharp, D sharp, and B, and then we can move the top B to G, and then voice exchange that. So we have G, C sharp, D sharp, and A, and again, A, C sharp, D sharp. So the inclusion of both with a G on the top is fine. And that sort of gives you the broad definition. Even something like this, even though it's a little more distant, the B, C sharp, D sharp, and G is fine. Again, we're thinking E minor and major like this. So we have that, B, D sharp, F sharp, and G. Move the bottom to the A, which is fine, and we can hear that has that kind of a resolution to it, and it also resolves to A flat. Okay, so it would be the replacement for the A. The other forms, I mean, there are the B, and of course we can lower this if we can reach that. So we have B, E, G, and D sharp. It's a big stretch, but that could move down to A. Now what's interesting about these sounds is we can move the E to F sharp, and it's a bit stretchy, but we can get B, F sharp, G, and D sharp, or with a C sharp on the top. And it has that A7 sharp 11 sound. Also, if we go back to the first one, and we have a C sharp, F sharp, G, and E flat, or D sharp, which is an E flat 7, sharp 9, of course. Okay, and we can voice exchange. And we have, again, E flat, F sharp, G, sounds like an E flat, sharp 9 with a D sharp, maybe put an E on the top. Minor third relationship between C sharp and E. So that's fine. Voice exchange that. We have an E flat minor, an E minor major 9, which sounds like it goes there, or it goes to the A flat. So it's an A7 replacement. Here's the E minor major 7 itself in its purest form, moving the major 7th, the D sharp to C sharp, give it minor 6. So again, keeping that A sharp 11 type sound that we can hear in all of these. Okay, so if we take this one, we can move the B to C sharp. Again, sounds like the A7 as well. Now the F sharp moves, and then voice exchange, which is a nice sound. G, F sharp, C sharp, and D sharp. So it sounds like an E flat with a sharp 9, E flat dominant with a sharp 9. So that could, of course, resolve to the A flat, or it could resolve to D, which is fine as well. Okay, moving ahead, E, G, D sharp, F sharp. E minor major 9, voice exchange, E and F sharp. Move. So F sharp, G, D sharp, and E. Moving ahead as well, we can voice exchange these top parts. For example, we can take a standard E minor major 7 voice exchange, and this is an interesting way to get the major 7 sharp 5 and the sharp 9 sound that are applicable. So we take the E minor major 7 sound itself, and then we move the root. So the E goes to F sharp. Now we have a G major 7 sharp 5. Now if we move the third of that, we get the E flat 7 sharp 9. So that's the process. Again, you take the minor major 7 on E, move the root to the 9th, becomes G major 7 sharp 5, move the third of that chord up a tone to C sharp, and there's the E flat dominant sharp 9. Let's try it here. G, B, D sharp, and E. That's an E minor major 7. Move the root to the 9th. There's our G major 7 sharp 5, G, B, D sharp, and F sharp. And again, we move the third, now the B to C sharp. And we've got the E flat 7 sharp 9. So this can resolve to an A flat, or it can resolve to a D. But at any rate, that is a replacement for the A7 sound. So they all have that A7, 9, sharp 11, and 13 sound. But that process is important. Taking it, taking again the root to the 9th, and then the third moves. So again, E down here, E minor major 7, G, B, D sharp, and E. Move the root to F sharp, G major 7 sharp 5. Move the third, B, to D sharp. And now you have the E flat 7 sharp 9. And that can resolve to the D. And it can also resolve to an A flat. So that would be the process for those chords. Again, some of these have intersection with whole tone sounds, but we'll discuss those discretely later. But those are, in general, the formations that work with an A7. Additionally, there are cluster voicings that work as well that'll go this way. For example, E, F sharp, G, and B, which is the G major 7 sharp 5. And if we just move that forward in the cluster, we have the resolution to the A flat. So there's the A flat major 7 chord. We're just biplaning the middle sounds. So F sharp, G, and B, move to G, A flat, and C. And you can hear the resolution of this type of a chord. And again, moving the B in the G major 7 sharp 5, we get the the E flat 7 sharp 9. Now if we go back and we just move the F sharp back to E, we get our E minor major 7 with the 7th in the bass. And to test it, if it works, it resolves well to the D. So we know that it's an A7 substitute because it resolves very nicely downward. All of those do. I mean, they really have that kind of that sound. It sounds really good. And that's how we know that it's an acceptable A7 dominant substitute. For instance, that one, the E flat, F sharp, G, and E, going very nicely to the D major sound.